you. It started the day she learnt to stand up for herself. It started after living in a world, bending to pressures, stay quiet for others, that she was labeled less than. But when the man who had been looking down upon her was forced to raise his glance to meet hers as she stood before him, unafraid to speak, unafraid to question, not fearful of what he could do to her, but fearful for his hateful existence, as it will never survive the earthquake of her strength after meeting her. It was then I fell in love with her. Nodded from a feel-good night of liquid courage and no cares. I loved the way she touched my hair. She whisked away the strands as easily as the breeze flowed in from the open window. She swept into my heart, gave me confidence as I leapt and dove into her eyes, blue swimming pools. I floated to the top as I gasped for air, and I discovered the air was her. Like a near-death experience, she opened my eyes, she opened my lungs, and I saw her for what she was, and I breathed her for who she is. The day she joined the army, I saw a fire in her eyes that I could not understand, a yearning I only uncover as I scribble my poems, but never as I fight. But her fight was her gift. And every time she stepped into battle, I realized she was fighting for me. The day of our wedding, I stared into the galaxy of her irises. Her softness was her armor, and she held my heart within her chest. 1,000 miles away, each bullet flying past her when soldiers are blood-strewn across the battlefield, but the sounds of grown men screaming for their mothers, with the tunnel closing in around them, fills the dusk of sunlight, and all she could think about was the pot of coffee we shared together that morning, when her hand gently touched mine, and she knew that our souls were meant to intertwine forever. I had never intertwined with another soul. The world stopped the day the story came on the news. My mind raced to her. It traveled thousands of miles just to float beside her and feel her hand, just as the same morning we shared a pot of coffee together. She was not alone. The world stopped as I thought of her. My heart burned as I imagined her alone, so far away with only a gun to protect her. I wanted to protect her. Shots fired, man down. My heart vibrates as rhythmically as a cello, spilling notes of our love across the floor, and in her eyes she saw blood. I wonder what she thought about the moment before she passed. Did she know that I loved her? That through the barbed wire fence in between us, I would have climbed the rest of my life, bleeding from my hands and ankles like Christ himself, just to love her. And 5 years since she's passed, I turned from her grave. On the dry patches of grass beneath my feet, car keys clutched in hand, and I remember her smile. I remember the dusty sunlight, the evening she told me. Take my toilet paper in the bathroom. I don't know. Hopefully it's not used, you know. But,